Coming up on the Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener Radio Show today,
we're going to talk all about summer crops, or late summer crops, and fall crops.
As well as farmers markets, what you need to know before you go. And Nick Federoff from Nick Federoff on Gardening, syndicated radio garden talk host, will be with us, plus your garden questions. And that all starts right now. Welcome to the Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener Radio Show. So glad you've taken time out of your day to join us on the program, whether you're in Milwaukee, Philadelphia, Southeast Michigan, Banning, California, or anywhere in between, via the simple radio app, the TuneIn app, or through the WisconsinVegetableGardener.com. Under the radio tab, podcast replay, or in-studio video replay, we thank you for taking time out of your day to join us on the program. I am your host, Joy Baird. Next to me is my wife, co-host, best friend, and gardening partner,
Holly Baird.
You can find all of our content at our website, the WisconsinVegetableGardener.com, containing over 1,400 garden videos, short and long format, as well as in-studio video of this particular show and every show that we've done, and in-garden videos that will help your garden grow better. You can find a lot of content there. Our executive sponsor of the Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener Radio Show is Power Planter.
Planting conditions are always favorable with the Power Planter Earth Auger. No matter what the job is, Power Planter has the right size for you. Simply attach to a drill and let the Power Planter do the work for you. Create planting holes fast and efficiently with ease. No matter the soil type, it does the job effortlessly. Increase your root to soil contact. Leave the shovel and the spade in the shed. Hand welded and made in the USA. We offer lifetime warranty on product defects. Find the size that fits your project at powerplanter.com.
Easy to use, fun to use, and effective to use. There's a number of ways in which you can get a hold of us, and they revolve around the Ivy Organics 3-in-1 Plant Guard contact lines.
Ivy Organic 3-in-1 Plant Guard naturally protects plants against damaging sunburn, insects, and rodents. Protects newly installed plants and trees, shield on prune and damaged surfaces for your roses, fruit, nut trees, ornamental trees, and shrubs. This product is non-toxic, environmentally safe, and organic. For more information, visit ivyorganics.com. And also send us an email through the Ivy Organics 3-in-1 Plant Guard email inbox. The email address is twvgshow@gmail.com. You can also send us a text on the Instant Access Ivy Organics 3-in-1 Plant Guard Instant Access Text Hotline. Send your questions. Text us at 414-368-9311. Again, that's 414-368-9311.
So with that being said, we have a drawing. Many of you signed up to be entered into the Ivy Organics 3-in-1 Plant Guard package giveaway that involved the 3-in-1 Plant Guard ready-to-use spray, the tree paint, as well as the 6 macro fertilizer. So we are going to do that drawing now. They are in a bag. If you're watching on camera, you can see that we don't know who these people are. They don't know who we are. Oh, I'm supposed to draw here?
Yeah, you get to pick.
It's not really exciting if you're listening on the radio and you're not entered, I guess.
Right. Pick a good one.
I'm picking a good one. Calm down. All right, what do we got there?
We got...
Let's see who it is.
We'll see who it is. We want to say congratulations to the winner, Ezekiel from Banning, California.
Well, wow. There you go.
Our
affiliate station out there, yeah. KMET 1490. Way to go.
And he said, thank you so much for this opportunity. Well, opportunity has knocked on his door.
Well, we thank Charles Malky from Ivy Organics.
Definitely.
So we will get a hold of him and get his shipping address and all that. I do want to read something we got via email, testimonial. We like seeing these. It's very encouraging for us. It says, hello, I love listening to the Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener Weekly. I'm a newer gardener and have learned so much from you two and your guests. Thank you, Joey and Holly, for a great show. I can't wait till the next episode comes out so I can continue to learn. Jessica from Watertown, Wisconsin. We appreciate that, Jessica. And if you would like to let us know where you're listening from, and if you have a comment or a negative aspect that you want to share with us, give us your thoughts. You can certainly send it to twvgshow@gmail.com. And we can either read it on the air or just keep it for our personal file, however you want us to do that. Let's get into the show here. It's it's summertime here in the upper Midwest. It's summertime already in California. We're going to kind of focus on those two regions because that's where the predominant amount of our listeners are associated at. But you will just have to tweak some of the dates and times to apply for, in your area, for the second summer crops in which you can plant, as well as fall crops that you can start preparing for to get in the ground.
So cucumbers are a good. So we're going to go second summer crops first. Cucumbers are a good one. You can plant them mid-July for a second summer crop. Once the soil gets below 60 degrees, though, they don't do so well.
Southern California, you really don't have to worry about that.
Right.
But here's the thing with the cucumbers: they're not a long-time crop. Up in the upper Midwest. Southern California, you get a little more longevity because, like you talked about, the soil is warmer and longer.
We get a lot of questions from people. Why do my cucumbers fall off in September? And it's because the soil is starting to cool. The airtime temperature might not be cooling, but because we're moving towards the fall equinox, the soil is going to start to cool.
A lot of these plants revolve around soil temperature, not necessarily the ambient temperature in which it happens. So next one is potatoes. Now, here in the upper Midwest, we can get another crop of potatoes in. We can plant early variety potatoes, which are typically about a 70-day duration. Mid-season is about 90 days. Now, here's the thing you want to be aware of in Southern California, or in the warmer climates of the country, is when the soil reaches 80 degrees, the actual physical soil temperature, 80, 85 degrees, the potatoes will shut down. They will die because they can't handle that. They're cooler soil temperature plant. So keep that in mind. But based on where you're at, you can get another. If you got the seed potatoes, now you don't necessarily have to go find seed official potatoes. Okay, you can go to your natural food store and buy organic grown potatoes. We've all done this, and about 2 weeks later, they're sprouting.
Right.
Those are fine if you can at least find the variety, do a little research, and find out, okay, this variety should take X amount of days to reach maturity. You can go ahead and plant them in the ground. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just the certified seed potatoes give you that it's safe to grow. Here's the variety. Here's how long it takes. Here's where it was grown originally, and all the details that the USDA requires.
So we also have sunflowers,
which is your favorite flower or plant, or I guess. Yeah.
You can grow those. You can plant more now. You could have planted them a month ago. You can plant them probably until mid-July. About 60. Well, about 70 days, 90 days based on the variety. And there's dwarf varieties. As well as mammoth, which get 8, 10, 15 feet tall, 15-inch diameter heads, and the dwarf ones get like 3 foot tall, 16 inches high, depends on which ones you want to get. M.I. Gardner still has a variety of those available at migardner.com. So then we have zucchini. Those take 70 days about. The nice thing about planting your later summer second crop of zucchini is that you don't have the chance of the squash vine borer getting to them.
Yeah, that's typically early in the season. So if we wait until late June, early July, we don't have to worry about that so much in the upper Midwest. Southern California, a lot of these, like what we're talking about now, the warm weather crops, and in the warmer portions of the country, we get a lot of downloads from Texas, Arizona, the deep south. These can all be grown again, like a second summer crop. Zucchini, corn is another one.
Yeah, corn takes about 80 days, just depending on the
Average.
variety. Yes, you can look up varieties online, but hybrids are going to typically do better than anything else, and that is another option for you.
Bush beans,
yeah. Corn does require a lot of nitrogen.
Yeah.
So you want to keep that in mind. Bush beans, those are fun because they take about 50 to 60 days. They're not as prolific as a pole bean, but that is an option.
Yeah, you can plant them in succession. Succession planting is a row or two this week, wait a week, a row or two next week. So you can continuously get a harvest because, like you talked, they will shut down after about 2 or 3 weeks of continuous harvest, and their life cycle's over. So the regular planting will increase the production of your harvest all summer long when it comes to that. And so fall crops, now these here, based on where you're at, you want to figure out when. These are all frost tolerant to a certain degree. They're not freeze tolerant, they're frost tolerant. So based on where you're at, you would want to find out about when your first average frost date is, and then give it a few weeks cushion there, and then plant these plants. So I'm just going to list them off, and then we'll go through them briefly because they're not all conducive to the locations in which you may be at. So we got peas, we got radishes, we got rutabagas, we got turnips, lettuce, spinach, carrots, and beets. Now, they all will take between 30 and 70 days to reach maturity. Again, they can all handle a frost, not a hard freeze. And with these plants, these are springtime crops as well as fall-time crops. And we can plant them, and they seem to be sweeter when they get a frost on them. And we also don't have included on there parsnips, but that's a 100-day variety crop there. But the sugars release when it gets a frost or gets cold, and it makes the plant a little sweeter. So you can plant these in the fall and the spring, and you want to plant them according to when it's best for your area. But just don't think that, oh, the summertime's over, I'm done, I'll see you next year. You can get another crop of these out very easy. And we find here in our area, Zone 5A, 5B, we're not as successful at growing turnips or rutabagas in the spring. They go to both. As the days get long, it gets warm, they don't like it, they shut down, they go to seed.
Yeah, right. We don't have... I think it's just because of how our summer is or whatever, but we've had a lot of success in the fall with those.
As the days get shorter, nights get colder, these plants thrive more. So keep that in mind when it comes to that type of situation.
So things like lettuce and spinach, especially because we had that weird spring with the snow and the cold and then the hot and whatever, all the rain. Lettuce and spinach didn't do well for a lot of people.
We had great success
and peas too.
Right, we had great success with red romaine from seed that we started.
Yeah, but it kind of was hit or miss for a lot of people. I know a lot of people were asking me, these crops didn't do well that I typically do in the spring.
Join the club.
I'm like, I'm not surprised.
If we were relying on this, we'd all be starving.
Right. So that's why you can try these again in the fall, especially this fall.
And that's the benefit. You got a second shot at doing this. When it comes to if you have a failure, you can redo these again.
Okay, so there's carrots. Carrots are a good option, too, for the fall.
Loose soil. Please put them in loose soil. And don't transplant them. Just direct sow them. And I'm not going to go on the rant on that, but there's a lot of videos on transplanting carrots. Any root crop you try to transplant, you're going to disrupt the roots, excluding onions and leeks and beets to a certain level. So, radishes take 30 days, so you can plant them late into the year. Rutabagas and turnips, we plant them here, August, and they will be ready in 60 to 90 days. Like you talked about the lettuce, the spinach, carrots, and beets. All are people try to grow beets through the summer. Some have great success. It just is not tolerable to 100-degree temperature.
They like the more cooler ideal temps in the spring and fall. Early fall, late spring is ideal for them.
So with that being said, just see what's available in your garden. Just don't just don't shut it down. If you got a spot, throw some bush beans in it. If you got a spot, throw some carrots in it, that type of thing. Well, when we come back, if you don't grow these things very successfully, you can certainly visit your local farmer's market, and we'll tell you what you need to know before you go. You're listening to the Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener Radio Show.
Use Twitter to reach Joey and Holly at TWVG Show or hashtag TWVG.
The Handy Safety Knife is a patented high-quality knife that's worn like a ring, so it's always conveniently at hand and very easy and efficient to work with. That's why you'll find the Handy Safety Knife at work in a wide range of industries and applications. Learn more at handysafetyknife.com.
Use coupon code WVG to get 10% off and free shipping, one-time use only at handysafetyknife.com.
Flame Engineering, home of the Weed Dragon, the perfect propane torch kit for home and garden use. For killing weeds, no need to pull or spray. 100 other uses. Find out more at flameengineering.com.
Use coupon code WVG19 to get free shipping.
Do you seek safe, effective nutrition solutions to boost your health and quality of life? Standard Process is your trusted whole food supplement manufacturer with 90 years of expertise. Our third-generation family-owned company proudly grows nutrient-rich ingredients at our certified organic farm in Palmyra, Wisconsin, enabling us to produce high-quality whole food solutions that change lives. For help identifying the best supplements for you, find a local healthcare professional today at standardprocess.com/patients.
Shield and Seal vacuum sealers, and the highest quality vacuum sealing products, unique black and clear and all black bags, protecting your produce and product better than traditional bags. Find out more at shieldandseal.com. Feed your garden all season long with the Hydro Feed Fertilizer Injector by Chapin. Hydro Feed Injector can be filled with water-soluble fertilizer and connected to a garden hose or irrigation system, whether drip, sprinkler, or soaker hose. Fertilizer is drawn into the water system at a consistent ratio to feed and water your garden at the same time. 3 models are available for gardens of different sizes. Find Hydro Feed at the Home Depot, Ace Hardware, or www.chapinmfg.com. Let worms come naturally. This garden tip is sponsored by BioSafe, organic solutions that are effective. They offer an array of eco-friendly products, from plant food to fertilizer to one-of-a-kind herbicides, organic weed killer. Grow stronger, healthier with BioSafe. Visit biosafe.net to learn more and save 10% on your next order by using coupon code TWVG at checkout. Never add worms to your garden. If you feel you're lacking worms, add organic materials such as coffee grounds, compost, leaves to the garden. Worms will come. To improve your soil, it's recommended to have 10 to 12 worms per 1 cubic foot of soil.
Pomona's Universal Pectin is high-quality pectin that gels reliably with low amounts of any sweetener. If you're trying to reduce the amount of sugar in your diet, you'll love Pomona's Universal Pectin. Now you can make healthy homemade jams and jellies sweetened to your taste. You can use sugar, honey, or any alternative sweetener you'd like. Pomona's Universal Pectin keeps indefinitely when stored in an airtight container. Easy to use, versatile, and comes with directions and recipes in every box. Find out more and where to buy at PomonaPectin.com. Available at most natural food stores and online.
The Norwalk juicer is the best cold-pressed juicer on the market. Studies have shown the Norwalk juicer produces 50 to 100% more juice than other juicers. And juice from the Norwalk is higher in minerals and nutritionally superior. Not only do you get more juice from your produce, but also better quality juice. Check it out at norwalkjuicers.com. Use coupon code GARDENTALK to get free continental U.S. shipping on the Model 290 juicer. Drip Garden is a self-watering, self-fertilizing, pop-up vertical garden with automatic timer. Easy to use, durable, grow 36 plants in a 4-foot by 4-foot area. DripGarden.com.
When it comes to bulk landscaping materials, Blue Mills Garden and Landscape Center is where everyone goes. Whatever the project, we have the materials you need with over 40 varieties to choose from. Soils, mulches, gravels, decorative stones, fresh cut sod. Blue Mills has these products in stock and ready for easy pickup or fast delivery. So what are you waiting for? Now is the time to get your yard back into shape. Stop in and pick these materials up or call us for delivery today. Nobody does bulk landscaping materials better than Blue Mills Garden and Landscape Center.
Blue Mills, 4930 West Loomis Road, 414-282-4220. The Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener Radio Show is brought to you by the following: Clyde's Vegetable Planting Chart, Dharmaceutical, Dr. Earth, Flame Engineering, Handy Safety Knife, Hydrobox, Wisconsin Greenhouse Company, M.I. Gardner, Outpost Natural Food Co-op, Rootmaker, Soil Diva, Blue Mills Landscape and Garden Center. Find all sponsors at the WisconsinVegetableGardener.com and thank them for their support.
Now back to the Wisconsin Vegetable Garden Radio Show with your hosts, Joey and Holly Baird.
Dr. Earth is committed to clean and healthy gardening through creating cutting-edge and natural organic garden-friendly products. Based on research and innovation after 28 years, they are the leader in organic and lawn garden industry. They do not use ingredients such as biosolids or composted household waste or synthetic chemicals. Instead, they have manure-free fertilizers, organic soils, insect control, and liquid fertilizers. If you want to grow the best quality food organically to feed your family, that is the founding principle of what Dr. Earth is all about. They have experts to find the most innovative ways to help you grow your best organically. Visit drearth.com for more information and where to buy.
Oh, it's summertime in the Midwest across the country. That means it's the opportunity for you to go visit your local farmers market. And farmers markets are not it's just some vegetables on a table. First of all, there's a lot of activities that can be taking place at a farmer's market.
Another thing is to recognize is there's a lot of winter farmers markets too now. So if you live in an area that might have one, that's something to consider come fall, winter.
And whether you're in Milwaukee, Philadelphia, Southeast Michigan, Banning, California, or Little Town in Kansas or northern Wisconsin, a lot of these communities have some level of a farmer's market for their community. Whether it is 3 or 4 tables in a parking lot on a Friday afternoon, or it's a massive park on a Sunday afternoon with hundreds of vendors. They're very, very popular now, much more than I think they were 8, 10, 15 years ago.
Definitely.
So what do we need to know whenever we go to a farmer market? First of all, if you've never gone, just go, whether you're intending to buy anything or not, and just take in the atmosphere. You'll be amazed here. What do we want to first do before we pull out our dollar bills and purchase the first thing we see?
So you typically do want to make sure you bring cash, and don't bring like a large bill. You want to stick to 20s or under, definitely.
And some farmers markets, based on where you're at, will take the it's the EBT card,
Right.
or that, and some of them will actually double the value. So if you're buying $1, it's actually the value of 2 if you're using that because it's a low income program that they got.
Definitely. Yeah.
So
that's something to keep in
we
mind.
want to shop around.
Yeah, you want to shop around. So one thing is not only just shop around the farmer's market, but shop around the farmer's market in your area. Here, where we are at our flagship station in Milwaukee, there's like a bajillion farmer's markets.
You can
just
throw a
in
baseball and hit about 4.
Southeast Wisconsin,
Yeah.
different parts of Milwaukee, different suburbs, whatnot. So definitely keep that in mind. Maybe you missed the farmer's market Tuesday.
Oh, there's one Wednesday or Thursday afternoon, Saturday, Sunday.
In the community next year, there's probably one on Wednesday. So definitely keep that in mind. You want to talk to the farmers. So if you have a question or concern or something, I'm going to go back to shop around real quick.
Okay, yes.
You might go to the first table you see and they have rutabagas for $1 each or something.
Okay.
But then you go to another table and they have 2 rutabagas for $1. So you might want to shop around, or maybe like that one rutabaga for $1 is twice the size of like 2 rutabagas. So you kind of want to think about that if you're looking to save money.
If you're going to spend $20 at a farmer's market, you are going to walk away with a tremendous amount of produce. You better bring some bags. You better bring because there's a lot of produce you can buy at a farmer's market for a $20 bill. So keep that in mind. And that's the other thing. Talk to the farmer. I was at a farmer's market last year, and they had big, the paper that you buy at the office supply store that has all the leaves in it. There's like 10 leaves, that big box. They had 4 of those.
Printer paper
box. They had 4 of those, and it said freezer corn, which I'd never, we do this for a living. I'm trying to figure out some of these terms that I'm seeing. So I said, and they had a big pile of just the sweet corn on the table, so many years for $1, whatever. And I said, what's the difference with the freezer corn and the normal corn? And he said, nothing. We've got an abundance, and we're kind of we need to get rid of this. So I bought, 25 ears of corn for like $8.
Oh, yeah, it was ridiculous.
Yeah. And it took, I think it figured out to be 12 cents an ear or something. I forget what it was, but it was 25, 26 ears in that box. And he said, we just have to get rid of it, and this is the best way we know how to sell it in bulk. And I said, okay, how much, here you go.
So yeah, that's an example of talking to the farmers, seeing what's up. Sometimes they'll give you a deal if they got some corn they're just trying to get rid of or whatever.
And if they're organic or inorganic,
yeah, you can talk
if they're
about
organic,
that.
they will have labeling saying, because they just can't slap that
But
label
sometimes
on.
if they're not necessarily organic, you can ask them,
True.
Do you spray? Do you use powder? Do you use this? How do you grow this? If you're concerned, you can definitely ask.
And don't think that the 99.9% of the time, and they shouldn't do this even in that 1/10, if they are certified organic, they will put labels up. They legally cannot just go to the print shop and make a sign that says, we're organic certified, because then that's a whole lot of hefty fines. So they're going to publicize if they're organic, because that is a very hefty price in which they have to pay in order to get that certification from the United States Department of Agriculture, whether you want that or not. So keep that in mind.
Okay, so then you also, if you're not sure about something, you can ask for samples or recipes. I remember I first learned about ground cherries at a farmer's market because they were like, here, have some ground cherries. Here's a...
What's that?
What's that? Here's a sample. And if you've never had ground cherries, they're delicious. But, so you can ask around. If you're not sure, say you see this weird vegetable, like... Maybe you've never had rutabaga before.
Well, like last week, a couple weeks ago, we had Wendy Keon Spray on. She is the author of the Chinese kitchen vegetable garden, Chinese kitchen garden, and there is a lot of Asian vegetables in which a lot of there's people in the United States and other parts of that are unfamiliar with what those particular items are. And they may be the most wonderful tasting crop in the world. You've just never tried it. So asking for a sample. They are very they are very, very courteous to you about doing such things.
So you can also ask for samples, recipes, and talk more with the farmers. Don't be afraid.
If you're having a problem trying to grow something that they have on the table, they will say, well, this is how I do it. They're not going to shy away and go, well, I'm not sharing you that secret. But, they're not going to do that.
And if you want to take pictures, like we take pictures of stuff all the time. And sometimes, like, not of the people, but of the produce, or maybe they have pretty flowers or whatever. Just ask before. And I did that once, and then this lady asked if she could have prints of them, so I printed them out for her and brought them.
It was a trade-off.
Yeah.
You want to bring your own bags. They do have bags and boxes available, but if you've followed anything in the news, a lot of these farmers markets do have the plastic bags that many people cringe in the environmental world about. So if you bring your own
and it's also a cost to them.
Yeah.
They're not like,
just because you're buying
big box store.
A Rutabaga for $1, now they have to incur a
and
nickel.
That could be like a nickel, or something.
But if you a nickel times 100 or nickel times 200 or 300 over 26 weeks, figure that out. It adds up.
Another thing is if you're looking for like the freshest produce, the best deals, everything you want, whether it be like the produce, maybe there's a bakery there or something, or this person sells your favorite baklava, whatever, you want to make sure you go early. A lot of these farmers markets, especially if it's a busy farmers market and you want to know you get that item, go early. So if it's something that you want to see, maybe it's your first time going to the farmers market, you want to see what everything is there to offer, I would advise you to go early.
But also now farmers markets are very similar to yard sales in the fact that if the yard sale or the farmers market closes down at noon and you get there at 11:30, there's not going to be much produce left, but you probably will get a better deal because these farmers do not want to take this stuff home because most likely it's going to go in the compost pile because it's tender greens. Some of it maybe would carry over if they're going to another farmer's market that afternoon or that evening or tomorrow. But you can get a good deal because they're wanting to get rid of this. So keep that in mind. For yard sales as well as farmer's markets, your best deal, even though the variety may not be there, the selection right at the end of the day. And speak up. Explain this one to me.
It just means if you have a question or if you maybe you want to know if they go to other farmers markets.
Where else are you available in the area?
Another thing is that if you like a vendor somewhere a lot and they are like, I might not be here next year, and you're like, why? And they're like, they're charging me too much, whatever.
Yeah, because they just don't show up in a park. There's a fee with a lot of these farmers markets. They have to pay in order to reserve that area.
So you could talk to a farmers market association. There's always a group of people, and you can speak with them and say, hey, this booth is really well, but they're concerned about the fee. What can we do? My family shop with them for whatever amount of years.
So if you've never gone to a farmer's market, certainly find one in your area and go and experience that atmosphere. Well, Holly, now that the weather is starting to warm up, you'll want to protect your garden from various beetles, weevils, borers, and that is also including Japanese beetles.
And what better way to prevent these pests from destroying your garden than by controlling them while they are larvae? Grub Gone is an easy-to-apply granular product that can be spread on your turf to successfully control grub invaders. Developed by Phylum Bioproducts from a naturally occurring bacteria, Grub Gone is a non-chemical BT product that specifically targets only certain scare pests, and it's safe to use around bees and other beneficial insects.
Yes, if you are already having beetles flying around your yard, Beetle Gone is the organic water dispersible powder that can be sprayed directly on your edible plants. Find out more at PhylumBioproducts.com. That's PhylLOM Bioproducts.com. Nick Federoff next on the Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener Radio Show.
Got a question? Email the show at twvgshow@gmail.com.
Power Planter is a family-owned earth auger manufacturer. The Power Planter Earth Auger will transform your garden experience. It helps homeowners and professionals complete almost any planting or digging project faster and more efficiently than using a shovel or a spade. Power Planter Earth Auger creates loose dirt when drilling holes, giving your plants better root-to-soil contact to help reduce plant loss for healthier, more beautiful trees, shrubs, flowers, vegetables, and grass. All of our augers are hand-welded and made in the USA, lifetime warranty. Find the size that fits your project at powerplanter.com. MiGardener.com.
Garden seeds do not have to cost a fortune, just 99 cents at MiGardener.com. Now with over 450 varieties of non-GMO, heirloom, and organic flower, vegetable, and herb seeds available year-round. Pay less and get more seeds. Shipping as low as $2.50. That just makes sense. Go to MiGardener.com for seeds and garden needs, tools, and special blend fertilizers. MiGardener.com. It's that simple. Family owned and operated. Root Assassin, a garden tool that does all the root functions with its advanced shovel that has serrated edges on both sides. Find out more information at rootassassinshovel.com.
Never question your garden soil again. Know what's in your soil with confidence. Professional grade soil test for the home gardener. My Soil Savvy has the easiest soil test on the market. Ship it to them, get your report, emailed with nutrients recommendation, and grow happy, healthy plants. MySoilSavvy.com. Use coupon code TWVG19 and save 10% at checkout.
Here at Outpost Natural Foods, it's not just that we're community-owned that sets us apart. It's the fabulous foods we sell. We celebrate Earth Day every day by offering our customers the finest natural and organic food selections in Greater Milwaukee. Outpost local farmers and vendors provide our stores with a delicious selection of fresh seasonal produce that you won't want to miss. Outpost stores are located in Milwaukee, Wauwatosa, Bayview, and Mequon. We're a real Milwaukee original where anyone can shop and anyone can join. For the whole scoop about Outpost, we invite you to visit www.outpost.coop.
The number one key to healthy, productive plants are the roots. Starting from seed to full-grown plants, rootmaker.com has the answer. From seed starting trays with an innovative design that air prunes the roots, creating a fabulous root system, never again will you have root-bound plants, to multiple gallon grow bag sizes to raised beds. Rootmaker.com has your grow needs covered. Visit rootmaker.com.
Pharmaceuticals essential oils are high grade, very pure, and high in quality. They have synergized blends made with the finest raw materials. For more information and to order, visit Pharmaceuticals.com.
The new way to support your tomatoes, wrap it and snap it. Tomatosnaps.com.
Your plants are not growing to feed you. You got to keep harvesting, otherwise they'll shut down. This Michigan Garden Moment is brought to you by MIGardener.com. With over 450 varieties of heirloom and organic flowers, vegetables, and herb seeds, all for 99 cents a pack. Find out more at MIGardener.com. The purpose of any plant is to grow to reproduce seeds either externally or internally to carry on the traits of that particular variety for the next generation. It's no different in the garden for tomatoes, peppers, green beans, eggplants, etc. If we allow the plant just to grow and to bear its fruit and not harvest, that plant will shut down. Perfect example is bush beans. If you allow all the pods to stay on the bean and get very long and large, that plant does not produce any more beans. It will mature the seeds that are in the pods and will quit growing and die because it has accomplished what nature has intended it to do. So with all crops, tomatoes, eggplants, green beans, zucchini, harvest and continue to harvest these crops to allow the plant to continue to put on new crop so you can continue the harvest throughout the growing season. Large crops like pumpkins or watermelons, that's a different rule as they need to mature and they basically only put on a certain amount of fruit for the whole plant and season. But continue to harvest your crops so your plant will continue to put on. Another perfect example is cucumbers. If you don't harvest the cucumbers when they're small, they'll get large, mature, and the plant will quit growing. So have a large garden, have a productive garden, and keep harvesting. This Michigan Garden Moment is brought to you by MIGardener.com. With over 450 varieties of heirloom and organic flowers, vegetables, and herb seeds, all for 99 cents a pack. Find out more at MIGardener.com. The Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener Radio Show is brought to you by the following: Ivy Organics, Power Planter, Root Assassin, Beans and Barley, BioSafe, Bobex, Pomona Universal Pectin, Pro Plugger, Standard Process, Tomato Snaps. Find all sponsors at the WisconsinVegetableGardener.com and thank them for their support. It may be summertime,
but you can still get some deals at Blue Mel's Landscape and Garden Center while supplies last. Buy one, get one free on all annuals, vegetables, and herbs. And they also have the most variety of bulk material in the Milwaukee area.
You can find all this at 4930 West Loomis Road, just south of Layton and Greenfield. You can go to bluemells.com or call 414-282-4220.
Buy one, get one free while supplies last. So get out there and get the rest of your garden filled up for half price. Bluemells.com.
Now back to the Wisconsin Vegetable Garden Radio Show. With your hosts, Joey and Holly Baird.
Holly, let's go to the ID Organic 3-in-1 Plant Garden Hotline and bring in our guest. He is the man with the beard. We're going to Southern California.
Nick Federoff is not just a radio show host, but a writer and businessman as well. His award-winning weekly radio show has been on the air since May of 1986. The program is the nation's only coast-to-coast friendly radio show, based near downtown Los Angeles and heard on the Environmental Media Broadcasting Radio Network Saturday mornings from 8 to 10 Pacific Standard Time nationwide. Welcome to the program, Nick.
Wow, I want to talk to that guy. He sounds really neat.
You should meet him. It's kind of cool. Well, Nick, we greatly appreciate taking time out of your obviously very busy schedule in order to talk with us and our listeners about a lot of garden variety topics here.
Indeed, I look forward to it. Gardening is America's #1 hobby, unless you're a newlywed and you got other things on your mind. But before you know it, it's gardening again. So let's do it.
So here's a question for you. There is a lot of people who have lawns. We do too. Now, we prefer not to have lawns, but that's beside the point. How can people keep their lawn established and healthy? I know you can use lawn clippings and a variety of different other types, but how can people keep a lawn healthy all summer long?
Well, it's really interesting. That's a super good question, and the reason being is because in my gardening walk, I do a lot of landscape consultations, and I can tell you the first thing that I tell people all the time is that you're watering your lawn too often. Most people overwater their lawns, especially if they have it really doesn't matter if they're doing it by hand or if they're doing it with a sprinkler system. If you've got an automatic system or any kind of you're doing it by hand, you're watering it too much. If you were to dial that back a little bit and understand that your turf only needs about 1 1/4 inches worth of precipitation per week. Now, of course, if God is going to be taking and dumping a bunch of rain on your lawns, there's nothing you can do about that. But if it's something that you can control, it's about 1 1/4 inch per week on your lawn, and it's really easy to monitor this. What you got to do is you got to take a bunch of cups that are the same size. So after two of you are done doing your what do they call that? What do the college kids do when they have those little cups and they drink the beer? The beer pong. So after you guys are doing your beer pong, you put the glasses all around your lawn. Turn your sprinklers on until. Then you mark the cups at 1 1/4 of an inch. Then what you do is you turn your sprinklers on, and hopefully you have head-to-head coverage. In fact, I'm going to be posting this on one of my Facebook pages pretty soon. I was just day before yesterday. I went for a walk in an area I typically don't, and I came across it was a gas station, and the sprinkler system was on during the middle of the day, which you're not supposed to do, and they didn't have head-to-head coverage, and because of that, they had patches of dead grass everywhere. It was ridiculous. Anyway, I digress.
People often do not understand the proper watering mechanisms in which they need to water their lawn. They're watering the sidewalk, they're watering the street, they're watering a lot of different areas except for the grass itself.
Yes.
What is the best way to prune roses and bushes in a general rose pruning situation? How can we keep our roses healthy and happy?
All right, that's also a real simple one. You take out into the garden with you a couple of the best tools that you could ever imagine, and that is your hitchhiking finger and your nose picking finger. And you want to take them and put them together in a pinching fashion. Whenever possible, deadhead your roses, especially this period of time. Sometimes you could just take and just pinch them right off. The second a flower starts to die off on you, pinch those things back, and that'll actually create more energy inside the plant, and it will flower a whole lot better for you. Oh, not a bad idea to do this either. After you're done soaking your feet with Epsom salts from gardening all day, throw that inside of your to every bush of water. That water, put that inside your roses. Your roses will get bigger. It's amazing. It's magnesium sulfate, Epsom salt. You got to give that a try.
Absolutely. We encourage people. It makes the greener green and the flowers prettier. That Epsom salt gets very beneficial for your garden.
And you know what's interesting about that? There is no scientific proof. Science cannot figure out why it works, but it does. You would think with modern technology they could figure it out. They don't know why.
One of the mysteries. Cool. One of the mysteries of the world that still is unexplained.
So now we like to dumpster dive for plants, more or less. And I know you had found a few years back an Australian tree fern, I think. We typically just find hanging baskets with half dead flowers, like we found in geranium. Now, is there something that people should be cautious of? And if it's in nursery soil, should it be repotted before you kind of bring it back to life?
Yeah, you know, when you're talking hanging baskets, those are really tricky because you never know how well-rooted that they are, because you've got the soil plus the moss, so the roots could be actually growing into the moss, which isn't the end of the world. It's just that you have to get your fingers in there, get down and dirty, and you got to open it up and see how tightly knit that is inside of it. The other problem is that when you have a hanging basket, it's exposed to air, and which is a good thing because your plants will get air pruned a whole lot easier. Root pruned, I should say, a whole lot better. But when you do get these little gems and you dumpster dive them, there's nothing wrong with it. Make sure when you bring them home, isolate the plants from your regular plants, because if there's any kind of diseases in there, you don't want to transfer it. You look inside, thin the plant out, look for any obvious things like mold or maybe anything that's stressed out and dead and brittle. You want to prune all that out. If it is indeed really tight knit with a bunch of roots, then go ahead, yank that thing out, and then separate the plants, get some fresh soil, backfill it in, and then just and then you could probably put those same plants in if they're not too stressed out, and then let it sit aside away from the other plants for a couple of weeks before you bring it out, and then you showcase it. It's going to do two things. Number one, the plant's going to get stronger. It's going to get better. You're going to feed the plant, obviously. It'll get bigger, it'll get better, and then you'll notice if there's any diseases. But mostly people are throwing things away because, maybe there was a broken branch, it has become root bound, and they just don't know what to do with it. And then I would think lastly would be insects and diseases, of course. And then, just be careful about what you're looking at, what you have on your hands.
When you went dumpster diving, how long did that plant live that you dug out of the dumpster?
Oh, you know what? I have a boatload of plants. It's a sickness I have.
Well, I guess of all the things you could be getting into, that would be probably your better alternative than something else.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And people give you plants all the time. One of the things that I really recommend is people join a plant club of some sort. If you've got a begonia society in your neighborhood, join the begonia society, even if you don't even like begonias. Because you know what? At those garden clubs, they talk about all kinds of plants. It's not just roses or begonias or whatever, or cycads, whatever the case may be. They talk about all kinds of different things. People are really passionate about different plants, and they're always doing a lot of plant exchanges. So whether it's doing the plant exchange things, people bring stressed plants out, they don't know what to do with them anymore. You can get those things for a song, if not for free. And it's just, and I have over here at the thingsgreen.com Botanical Gardens, which is just a fancy name for my office. I have an area that I call my plant hospital, and when we have these little gems, these little dumpster finds that we call them, we take them, we bring them over here, we start watering them, and then when we have the time, we'll take and we'll start fixing them up one way or another. So it's really a real fun thing. And then we give the plants away afterwards. That's the best part. We got them for free, so it's no big deal.
Well, that's cute. A plant hospital at the office there. There you go. Here's a good question for you that we get, and we're experiencing this. We're getting a lot of rain in the upper Midwest, and you might be seeing some of that over in the Southern California area. Is there anything that we can do with saturated soil right now in the garden, or is it just best to leave it alone and try to evaluate how we can make it better next year if we had the same situation?
Right now is the time where everybody has a cell phone. You get out there and you look at your drainage. Look at where it's puddling up the most. Especially if it's coming toward the house. You can't do any digging out there right now, but look where how the flow of the water is going. And if it's going in areas that are puddling up, you've got a lake out there, and you see an arc and some whales happen in your front yard. You're probably a little too low. And what you're going to want to do is identify those areas when the weather allows you to start to get out there and start digging again. You've got those pictures in hand. Now you can take action, whether it's with just simply building up the soil, which could be something as simple as just throwing down a couple of inches of sand on your lawn, and then the turf will grow right through it. When you take sand and you throw it down, it becomes 98% compacted right there. So sand is a great thing for that, and if you've got a base of soil underneath with a well-rooted lawn, no problem whatsoever. Anyway, so you'll take that and you'll level it all out. Or if you got to get a drainage system put in, you could see that and move the water in different directions. And there's oodles and oodles of different types of drainage systems that are on the market. It's just amazing, from piped systems to French drains. And if you can't do this kind of stuff, get a plumber or a landscape professional that knows drainage, and you're going to save so many problems, so many headaches, and this problem of oversaturation will be less of a problem for you in the long run. And your plants are going to look better too. And you're moving that soil away.
And you bring up a good point. If you're not capable or don't think you're capable, get somebody who knows what they're doing, because just like auto repair, if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to cause a lot of problems very, very quickly, rather than getting somebody who knows what they're doing and knows what steps needs to be done in succession and done correct.
Exactly. So I'm all for that, hiring the pros to do that kind of thing. And the other thing is this, every state is different. Where here in California, we're so regulated, you can't even breathe the air without getting permission, it seems like. But everybody has to have, which is a good thing in a sense. You have to be licensed, you have to be bonded, you have to be insured. So you're forced to get somebody who has some set of professional credentials, other than somebody throwing their pools in the front of a VW and all of a sudden, they're a gardener.
Definitely.
So do your homework, ask your friends. Recommendations are always the best. You know somebody that you trust, how do they do the work for you? And try not to use relatives.
Yeah. Well, also, and that goes back.
You got to see them at Christmas time, for goodness sakes.
And that goes back to joining a garden club, because gardeners know gardeners that know, just like teachers know teachers. It's hey, who did you have, or who did you find for your landscape type of situation too.
Absolutely, and the camaraderie that you get from those garden clubs, it's just amazing. You make friends of all ages, by the way. Don't go thinking that all of a sudden, since your hair turns blue, you got to join a garden club. Hey, if you are if you got crumb crushers at home, get into a garden club. It does cost usually, and it's usually like a $20-25 initiation fee or something like that, and that's just because they have to buy incidentals, or they get speakers. They hire speakers for these kind of things, and they give them $25 to speak at the garden club. So your donation goes to something good.
Fantastic. How can we find out more about you and listen to your radio show?
Well, you know what? You could. I'm on stations all throughout the country. The best thing to do is just to check with the local radio station that you're listening to, see whether or not they're there. Or better still, I do a Facebook live feed, and there's one wise guy to sit next to you there, if you know what I'm talking about, who's always chiming in. And just come to my Facebook feed, type in Things Green or Nick Federoff. I've got 3 or 4 pages, 3 very active ones, 1 super active page. Just type in Things Green or Nick Federoff, and you'll find me in any and every search engine. I don't look like I sound, I'll tell you that much right now, so be prepared. Think Grizzly Adams. That's all I got to say about that, or maybe ZZ Top of gardening.
But you have a tremendous amount of knowledge that you unleash each week on your radio show, as well as your PBS programs you have out in the California area.
Yeah, I do. Oh, by the way, that's a really good point, because my TV show is actually on 8 TV stations nationwide, but I only brag about the Southern California one, and because that's my flagship station. But for everybody that's listening anywhere in the world, you can go to my Amazon Prime channel. It's the best thing, maybe type in Things Green in the search engine to Amazon Prime. You can, if you're a Prime member, you can watch them for free. If you're not a Prime member, they give you a 30-day free trial, so download them all right away. It's Amazon.com/V as in video, and then Things Green. So Amazon.com/video/Things Green. That's a really good way to watch the program too. And anybody that watches that, we actually get a couple of shekels off of each one of those shows that people watch, but that ends up getting donated to a nonprofit organization called Sustainable Environmental Education, and they support youth gardening.
Well, Nick, we greatly appreciate taking time out of your day, your very busy day, and enlightening us and our listeners. We thank you very much for that.
Thanks, Nick.
Indeed. You guys have a wonderful day, and remember, whenever out in the yard and garden, green side up.
Absolutely. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, it's your garden questions and our garden answers. You're listening to the Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener Radio Show. You can always check us out at the WisconsinVegetableGardener.com.
Send your questions in now to the IV Organics 3-in-1 Plant Garden Instant Access text hotline at 414-368-9311. That number again, text 414-368-9311 and send your garden question in.
Spending time scrubbing pesky dirt off your hands after gardening? Use Workman's Friend Superior Skin Cream with added barrier protection, creating a protective layer on your skin surface, allowing for easy cleanup, all while moisturizing and healing your skin. Non-greasy, fragrant-free, and fast-absorbing. Apply first, get to work, wipe clean. This friend has you covered for whatever you're getting into. Visit workmansfriendbrand.com. Take the pain out of planting with the Pro Plugger 5-in-1 planting tool. Step, twist, pull, and you're ready to plant. Digs perfect size planting holes. Soil gets stored in the tube and empties from the top. Helpful for weeding. ProPlugger.com.
Soil Diva is the best kept secret in the gardening world. Soil Diva is an all-natural liquid biological soil and plant stimulant product. Check it out at Amazon.com. Search Soil Diva.
Do you have a problem with deer or small herbivores eating your vegetation? There is a natural solution that is safe for your pets and family. Bobex is the answer. An environmentally friendly solution to protect your plants, will not wash off, and is guaranteed. Bobex Deer was independently tested against 9 known competitors and rated 93% effective, second only to a physical barrier. Bobex can be used on all types of ornamentals, trees, and shrubs. Ask for it by name at your local independent garden center. Find out more, visit Bobex.com. BOBBEX.com. Big Fats has a variety of unique and delicious hot sauces available in mild, medium, and hot. A small company looking to change the world with all-natural hot sauces made from quality ingredients and a whole lot of love. BigFatsHotSauce.com. Do you want fresh produce delivered right to your neighborhood? Check out Tree Ripe Citrus Company. Find out where to pick up quality produce at tree-ripe.com. They have beautiful, tasty peaches and juicy, sweet blueberries. If you're tired of the non-taste peaches and the bad blueberries from your local grocer, Tree Ripe has what you need. They come right to a stop in your neighborhood, fresh off the truck, right from the source. To find locations and schedules, visit tree-ripe.com. They're in Iowa, Michigan, Minnesota, Illinois, and right here in Wisconsin. Tree-ripe.com is your go-to place for the freshest produce around.
Beans and Barley Market and Cafe, a neighborhood specialty grocery store for the east side and greater Milwaukee area, where you can find all you need, from fresh produce to bakery to organic frozen dinners, from wine to fresh squeezed carrot juice. A health food store with hundreds of products, vitamins, supplements, bath and body items, magazines, cards, books, and a knowledgeable staff. Catering available, open daily at 8 a.m. The restaurant serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week with a menu of good, healthy, homemade food, including vegetarian and non-vegetarian specialties. 1901 East North Avenue, Milwaukee, 414-278-7878, and online at beansandbarley.com.
Blue Mel's Garden and Landscape Center offers an awesome selection of high-quality garden and landscape products. We have just the plants you're looking for: annuals, perennials, veggies, herbs, and more. Plus, you can always count on us to answer all of your questions and offer expert advice. Blue Mel's also carries the largest selection of bulk landscape materials in the area. Enjoy a beverage from our coffee shop while your kids run around in our huge playground. Join our growing list of highly satisfied customers. Visit the garden center that offers everything you're looking for. Visit Blue Mel's today.
Blue Mel's, 4930 West Loomis Road, 414-282-4220. The Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener Radio Show is brought to you by the following: Eco Garden Systems, Row Maker, Shield and Seal, World's Coolest Rain Gauge, Big Fats Hot Sauce, Chapin International, Drip Garden, Norwalk Juicers, Nunu Healing Ointment, Phylum Bioproducts, Soil Savvy, Tree Ripe. Find all sponsors at the WisconsinVegetableGardener.com and thank them for their support.
Now back to the Wisconsin Vegetable Garden Radio Show with your hosts, Joey and Hallie Baird.
Ivy Organic 3-in-1 Plant Guard naturally protects plants against damaging sunburn, insects, and rodents. Protects newly installed plants and trees, shield on prune and damaged surfaces for your roses, fruit, nut trees, ornamental trees, and shrubs. This product is non-toxic, environmentally safe, and organic. For more information, visit ivorganics.com. You can also send us an email through the Ivy Organics 3-in-1 Plant Guard email inbox. That email address is twvgshow@gmail.com. You can also send us a text on the Instant Access Ivy Organics 3-in-1 Plant Guard Instant Access Text Hotline. Send your questions. Text us at 414-368-9311. Again, that's 414-368-9311.
Does potting soil have to be specific to vegetables to be safe, or does an all-purpose potting mix work, like a garden-safe all-purpose potting soil, organic, etc.? Well, an all-purpose potting soil will work. All your potting soils are safe for vegetable gardening and for gardening in general. What you want to look for, if you're going to put it in a container, one, make sure the container has drainage holes, and two, it's large enough for the plant in which you're going to grow. Seems common sense, but I want to remind you of that. And you want to have a lot of mass in that container. If you need a 3-gallon grow bag for a certain item, try to go a 5 or a 7 so there's more mass. And you want a potting soil like a Dr. Earth that has a slow release fertilizer in it. That will help you retain moisture as well as feed the plant. And the next question we've got coming up is about growing tomatoes in containers versus the ground, and we'll address that question right now. Tammy wants to know, she's got tomatoes in 10-gallon grow bags and in the ground, and should she fertilize those both the same way? Let's go to Standard Processes. Ben, he is the farm property supervisor there, and we'll see what he advises Tammy and all of us about fertilizing our tomatoes. Standard Process is your trusted whole food supplement manufacturer for over 90 years. To help identify the best supplements for you, find your local healthcare professional today. Go to standardprocess.com/patient.
Hi, this is Ben Bartlett from the Standard Process Organic Farm. Today, Tammy has a couple of questions about fertilizing her tomatoes. She plants some in the ground and some in 10-gallon row bags and wondered if she should fertilize different. The only time you should fertilize differently is if that soil medium in the 10-gallon bags comes pre-fertilized. Otherwise, you can treat them basically the same. You want to have a pH of between 6.2 and 6.5 to be ideal. You want to use a balanced fertilizer at the time of planting. But then the most important stage in a tomato's growth is when they start to flower. You want to use a soluble potassium source and a soluble calcium source for really good fruit set and size, and then the calcium source will help prevent blossom end rot, which is really common in tomatoes. So you can treat them the same, fertilize the soil beforehand with a balanced fertilizer, and then again at flowering, and you'll have the best tomatoes you can have.
Before we get into what's coming up next week on the program, Holly, remind them about the executive sponsor.
The executive sponsor of the Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener radio show is Power Planter. Planting conditions are always favorable with the Power Planter Earth Auger. No matter what the job is, Power Planter has the right size for you. Simply attach to a drill and let the Power Planter do the work for you. Create planting holes fast and efficiently with ease. No matter the soil type, it does the job effortlessly. Increase your root to soil contact. Leave the shovel and spade in the shed. Hand welded and made in the USA, we offer a lifetime warranty on product defects. Find the size that fits your project at powerplanter.com.
Thank you again for taking time to listen to the program and download it if you've done such. Tune in next week. We're going to talk about things you do not need to worry about in the garden that you may be worried about. We'll go over and explain why. And the importance of deadheading your perennials and annual flowers. Author Jeff Lowenfels will be with us as well when he talks about teaming with microbes and teaming with nutrients, plus your garden questions. Tell your friends, tell your family. Do not miss it. Tune in next week on the program. Miss any portion of this program or want to revisit it in its entirety, you can do that in a couple of different ways. One, by going to your favorite podcast providing website and searching the Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener radio show. You can also go to the WisconsinVegetableGardener.com, clicking on the radio tab at the top of the page for full length, or the highlight tab on the right hand side for segments of all past shows. Until next week, for Holly Baird, I'm Joey Baird, and we will see you in the garden.
You have been listening to the Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener radio show. Tell a friend and join Joey and Holly again next week so we can all grow together. The Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener radio show is a production of the WisconsinVegetableGardener.com in association with WI Garden Media Broadcasting, live from the WNOV 860 AM and the W293CX 106.5 FM, Courier Communication Studios in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.